mira, sabe mis sentimientos, siente mi amor. No me dejes sufrir, mamá, quita mi dolor. Eso, coge lo que quieras, toma con razón. Lo que quieres te voy a dar también mi corazón.
What's up? It's me, Uncle Ricky. Yeah! Welcome back for another episode. Whatever you believe in, whoever you want to thank them. Because we are here together again. So much for that bullshit. Now, let's see. You know, we can look at America and we can look at the political system. We can look at the government we have on hand, or lack of government that we have on hand. And it's not, so much that one side is exceedingly so much better than the other side, because both sides have their, on inbred fallacies, on natural shortcomings because of the platforms that they support. But maybe for the first time in a long time, even though we have always been a supposedly quote-unquote two-party political system, maybe for the first time in a long time, the lines are clearly drawn. And now we are discovering that maybe that no matter how we have committed to one philosophy or another, that most of us are just people in the middle, adrift between two extremes, having our lives in some ways maybe even perhaps perverted by the extremes of one side or another. And it seems that, that neither side has a whole lot of interest in finding out what the fuck's going on in the middle, as long as they get to push their extremist agendas. But, as always in any life situation, salvation causes the middle to cling to whichever side benefits them the most, or in other words, in which they lose the least. And this conservative side just ain't offering a lot of us anything to cling to. They talk about, blow blue and stay on the plantation. Well, sometimes you gotta go where at least the door is open. What happens to you once you go through the door, that's on you and whoever's in the house. On the other side, the door ain't even open, and they're letting us know that, the few that are there, they are only there because they have completely sold out. And they financially qualify to be there. They have use, they have need for them, and they are useful. So for now, they're good to go. And for most of us who are on the traditional side, we wish they would go and stay. But the thing that is really, really overwhelming us is like, there is no more, they're all shedding, if they ever adorned it, that Mr. Nice Guy image. They're all shedding that now. They all want to be alpha males, including the female that is running. And I'm not saying that in a misogynistic manner. I'm just saying that as her own party, for the most part, looks at her as a female candidate. Now, if she could be controlled, perhaps some of the more ingenious Republican, mind thought processors can use her, as long as she can be controlled by, males behind the scene. But if not, if she has one iota of a brain of her own, if she's not really a Marsha Blackburn type Republican female, then they don't want her. And from the way she has used turncoat politics to weave her way through the South Carolina state political scene and, make that little impact nationally and internationally she made while being a Trump sycophant, then the nation should understand that we don't want her because there is no real her. Now, let's get around to the other, the remote Republican, or, I don't know, you can't even call them Republican anymore because they don't know what the fuck they are. Let's just say the other male forerunners in the soon-to-be renamed party of Trump, whatever that name will be. But, let's start out with, I guess the heir apparent, the one that, all the money is on to, put Trump to bed permanently. And that would be, the Dark Knight. And I hope using the term dark in regards to him personally pisses him off. But let's talk about Ron DeSantis in Florida. Now, Ron is, trying to lead the way in MAGA extremism, in almost open-handed, uncamouflaged, unadorned racist tactics. And guess who's paying for that? The people of Florida are paying for it. Oh yeah, he's causing some fucking print to be generated with his name in it. He's causing some questions to be asked. He's causing some shakeups. But in the long run, no matter whether it succeeds for him or whether he crashes and burns, Ron DeSantis is set for life. He's going to go on and do whatever, his little wretched ass does. Whether he does it in, from the Oval Office in the White House or someplace in the backwoods of, Okeechobee Swamp is going to be determined by the people of this country, by the members of the Republican Party. DeSantis is already, he turned heads by, him coming up and picking up the Trump banner and being Trump all the way, even as Trump was getting shot down. And then, Ron DeSantis tried to be mini Trump in Florida. And then when Trump started to falter and buckled and looked like he was going to, not come out victorious in the 2020 election, DeSantis started flexing his tiny chicken wings. And now he has to carry that image of the biggest, boldest racist on the planet in this country, besides Donald John Trump. And what makes it really more dangerous than DeSantis, he has to push it to the point where he looks like he gets away with it. And that's where it's not working because he's in court left and right, being sued, being pillared by anybody that has half a knowledge of constitutional law. And unfortunately, why he keeps doing it? It's not because he is so ingratiated to the cause of segregation, to the cause of white power. It's just that, all of that is just a stepping stone towards his political aims of being the next, or maybe the first, real dictator in the United States of America, of the United States. He's already a dictator of Florida. He wants the whole damn country. But anyway, the thing with DeSantis is that he may be overestimating the ability of the entire American public to tolerate his morbid fascination with a time far, far gone, and that should stay gone, and that he should not be in the way of what is normal social progress. People like DeSantis, no one person or no one group of people, when you're talking about a country as big and as varied as the United States, nobody should be in charge of selecting what the national form of worship is, what the national form of reproductive rights, who has this right, who doesn't have this right, who should be allowed to and who shouldn't be allowed to. that is not the way a democracy operates. Now, what makes it really bad is the Republican Party. It seems that like anybody that wants to even exercise any small amount of normalcy when it comes to consideration for people other than themselves or other than people that are like themselves, the Republican Party has no place for that. So all we get is copycats of Trump and DeSantis, i.e. Greg Abbott in Texas, and the Mr. Rogers look-alike contest winner, one Glenn Youngkin in Virginia. Those are the top three leading that would probably have any chance of displacing Trump any chance at all of displacing Trump on the national stage if it covers the Republican nominee. But we're not even sure of that, because that particular half of the government or that side of the Congress, the Senate, or whatever, they don't know. They're fighting amongst themselves. Interaction within a group is normal. That just proves that the group is functioning. But the Republican Party stopped functioning 8-9 years ago when they allowed the extreme. And I hate to put it this way because we are a democracy, and every political idea is part of a democracy. But sometimes, when it's in your house, you gotta, to save your house, to save the validity of your, family name, to make practical any application of your philosophy, you gotta tone down or eliminate the stupidity. And they fail to do that. The extreme right-wing faction, it was never welcomed by mainstream Republicanism, so therefore they felt like they couldn't survive on the other side because they wanted nothing to do with them, a large portion of the people that make up the other side, because they weren't as pale, they weren't as dark as the people on the other side, and the people on the other side weren't as pale as them, and for them that is a deal breaker. But it has become so much a part of the platform. There is no more political ideal on one side. It's all about the ability of one race to establish power and control everybody else as far as anything that is culturally significant in this country, whether it be religion, whether it be history, who has value, who doesn't have value, who has power, who doesn't have value, who has the ability to participate in the process of having value in this country. And it seems that one party has dedicated its entire purpose, its entire future to being the party that controls all of that, irregardless of the feelings and opinions of the other 2/3 of the country. I don't know, man. That's fascism 101, no matter how you look at it. Republican Party, there's only one way to put it right now. Y'all is on the road to making this country fucked up. You are the hell in the handbasket. Well, until the rest of the country gets a grip and the world gets better, this is Uncle Ricky saying God bless and peace out. Until the next time, from Uncle Ricky's house.